The leads are so good. And I so appreciate that this web drama with no big star is willing to do this type of scenes. Meow. 请许愿 Make a Wish is a 24-episode web drama that's being aired on the web platform 爱奇艺. As this video goes out, if you've paid money, extra money, you've already finished watching this drama. Or if you've watched it on pirated websites, you've also finished watching this drama. If not, then by the end of this week, Saturday, you would have also seen all the episodes. This drama is led by 任佑伦、葛欣怡、陈浩南、Wang Tianyu. The drama aired on the 7th, and I didn't go check out this drama until a week later. And the moment I clicked it open, there's no return. I binged through it and couldn't help but VVIP the drama. I love it. So, as I've just finished watching this drama, making this video, I'll give it a 2 goldmine rating on my 7-level scale, recognizing there is a level of foam in this rating. Honestly, it's probably a 1.7 or 1.8 drama, but then I'll just round it up to 2. Because this drama does give me something that I really highly appreciate, and I don't quite see that happening to most of the other similar young adult-oriented romantic web dramas. First, quick introduction about what 请许愿 is about. Well, as you can tell, it definitely has something to do with cats and also with Make a Wish. This is based on an IP novel called 如果快乐你就喵 which literally means if you're happy, then meow. And it's a very classic sort of Asian story of the cat repaying a debt of gratitude. In the story, we meet a male lead character who is a bookstore owner who has a quite extensive level of social anxiety disorder. So he doesn't like humans, he tries to avoid contact with other humans, he barely has any friend, probably just one, and he owns this bookstore. At the same time, writing as a ghostwriter for other web novel writers to make a living. One day he comes across a cat and saved it, and the cat happens to be coming from the cat planet, and she's here to complete a task so that she can finally become a cat adult. Because of this thing happening, she's tied with this rule about the cat planet and the human planet. You have to repay the debt, otherwise you cannot go back to your planet as a cat anymore. So our white cat turned into a lady and a romantic story happened. Now let's talk about why I give it such a positive rating. In ascending order of my personal opinion. First, this is actually a quite high quality, average out web drama production. With its length, with its not famous cast in any way, and with its contemporary drama setting, it's not a high budget drama. And it has hardly any promotion going on because it doesn't get the S+ resources a platform has. But when you look at the drama, how it's all put together, it's very mature and professional. The look of it, the editing, the sound, the music, the pacing, the styling of stuff, it just flows quite smoothly. I really love the color palette that veers towards a quite good saturation level and warmth and good level of contrast and no skin smoothing. And there's also something really great about this drama is it's filmed in the city Qingdao, which is a city in the province Shandong and the hometown city, I think, of the actor Ren Jialun. This is a really pretty city. I've been there once. For part of the history last century and before, it was occupied by Germans for a while. So the city has quite a lot of old European architecture sprinkled on the hilly topography, and it looks beautiful. This drama doesn't shy away from how pretty its setting is. Plus, our male lead character owns this on the hilltop, so romanticized type of bookstore that's surrounded by plants and flowers. It's just beautiful to look at. Second, it has cats. I did this hair specifically for this drama because I love cats. That's the reason I got into this drama. Before I did any research about this drama, it has cats, so I'll definitely go and check it out. Our female lead is a cute white cat, long hair, and then we have a black cat in this drama too. We have other sort of more like a pet hospital cats, stray cats everywhere. Also it has dogs, okay. It has like golden retriever and corgi. It's just super comforting to look at all those absolutely adorable animals in this drama. The third thing that I really love about this drama, okay, one of the most important reason, I didn't expect the leads are so good. Male lead actor 任佑伦, female lead actor 葛欣怡 wowed me. The lady played a perfect cat turned human. She is from 青春有你 talent selection from iQIYI's 101 show last year. I remember vaguely of her, okay, because I've watched a few episodes of that show last year. I remember her very vaguely. So when she showed up, I was like, is she from like the 101 thing? But immediately afterwards, I didn't think about that anymore because she convinced me as a cat turned human. The way she moves, the littlest of details that she managed to capture about the feline species is beautiful to look at. Plus, she does have the cat lady look, the eyes and the sort of bone structure of her face. Not to mention she's super skinny and nimble. And apart from playing a cat, as playing a girl in love, a very naive but a very kind girl, she also does a brilliant job. Her acting is very relaxed. Then for the male lead actor, Ren Youlun, I do not know about him before this drama, although I've heard about his name. Does not matter, okay? As soon as the drama starts, I was like, this actor is interesting. He doesn't have these sort of classic actors look, super handsome, or at least a level up from our ordinary folks in this world. If you walk past him on the street, you probably would not really pay much attention apart from he's really tall. Although this is a fantasy setting drama, I so believe he plays this human who has social anxiety, who is very quiet, who is, buried in his books like a real guy who lives in China in his 20s today. Because of the normal, ordinary look he has, he makes me believe in his character 100%. He reminds me a little bit of the character Xiao Jingyu, Imperial Coroner. Not because the characters are in any way similar, but because neither of them is the first look, super handsome type of actor, but they grow on you. And by the point that you got captured by them, you're like, oh, it's just such a good character and good guy. Like, if this guy is a real person, I love him too. Then his interaction with our female lead is so adorable. That sugar. This is real sugar. It's not artificial sweetener, and it's so distinctive a contrast when you see on one hand in some dramas there are artificial sweeteners, and this is like very delicious melted caramel level of sweetness. Among the 3 dramas of Sweet Han, this is the only drama that has gotten to that level that makes me kind of 100% believe it could happen as a real human relationship. The other 2 all have a level of dramatization theatricality in them, but this one, although the girl is a cat, I'm like, it just feels so good and real. Plus, I also think the second couple is actually pretty cute. Although their story is not so interestingly written, but actors really work it out quite nicely. And that's like the biggest point really of this drama is, if you want to look at a on-screen convincing sweet romantic relationship, this drama is really, really good. Then the final point about this drama that is really positive, and it's very rare, I haven't seen it in this year's really romantic dramas of the similar sort of scale, production quality, or production budget, which is this drama actually is willing to slow down and add things that probably happens more often with cinema than television to create this atmospherical environment where you can sit the drama comfortably. So it has scenes that do not push the plot forward, but it completes the characters. It completes the vibe and the pacing of the story, and it completes the deeper things that got brought up in people's discussion in the drama. For example, our male lead character, he is social anxiety disorder sufferer because he got bullied really badly in high school. There's actually quite a lot of discussion about how he look at that situation, how he changes because of the female lead entering his life, and how he views himself previously and afterwards. All that thought that he has happens in a couple of conversations with different characters in this drama, and it goes to a quite deep level. And also the female second character had this quite beautiful conversation with our male lead character, because she is a witness of that high school bullying, but she never was able to speak up at the time. That scene is really beautiful. It doesn't necessarily help the main plot at all, but I was so happy to see that. Other than this type of scenes, there are also scenes that are shot without lines and totally doesn't do anything apart from adding that little bit flavor, texture, or timbre, whatever you want to call it, to the story. For example, when the male lead towards the end of the drama needs to move to a new location because the bookstore where he has been living for years now is being replanned by the city, rezoned, and needs to be demolished. And the last look he had with the empty bookstore, that scene with the soft sunlight and his sort of imagination of himself being a high schooler in the room, and he talks to himself. And this scene really doesn't do anything for the main plot at all. And I so appreciate that this web drama with no big star is willing to do this type of scenes. Everything is pretty much quite economic in other dramas. They're always aiming at push the plot forward, push the relationship forward. Sugar, you know, interesting comedy moments. There's hardly any slowdown and you just get hit by the reality and time passing quality of visual storytelling. Now I've said the good things. As you can tell, this drama is not that popular. For people who have discovered it, I think everybody gave really positive reaction to it, but it's not gonna get to more people because it has no promotion. We can only hope in the future, one day, if one of the lead actors in this casting got really big, then people are gonna go back and dig graves and find this little gem hidden there. So, the shortcomings of this drama. First, some of the little logics do not quite work out. And I understand why it happens, okay? For example, the cat turning into human, turning into a cat again, has different versions. Sometimes they lose their human clothes, they become fully naked, and when they go back to human, they're naked. They need to go and grab clothes, otherwise they'd be running naked. But then sometimes, when they turn from human to cat, their clothes disappears. Or when they turn from cat to human, they're dressed fully. And I think at some point the drama gave up on how it works. And I know if it's a film, right, they probably will go and figure out how it works. So if that bugs you, well, it's gonna bug you. The second thing, which is to do with the anti-heroes and the bad guys in this drama. There is a front bad guy who turned out not to be a bad guy, and there is eventually big boss bad guy that will be introduced early on, but you wouldn't know that this person is doing that. But for the writing of the bad people in this drama, it's really quite naive. For the storefront bad guy, he is made quite two-dimensional, and the actor is a very, let's say, young actor who doesn't quite know how to act it. So for the longest time of this drama, you have a bad guy who is trying to stir things up, but you cannot in any way really sympathize with him, or at least find his point valid, or thinking that he is actually somebody who is worthy, because he does things that's pretty stupid. Then as for the ultimate bad guy, at the end of the very end of the drama, finally there's a showdown between the good people and bad people, but the drama never clearly spelled out why he does the things he does, why he's a bad guy like that. You just know he does these things, but for what? And you can fill up the holes yourself, but isn't that something that that drama should be doing? It's the drama storyteller's responsibility of resolving it at the end and give us a fully valid, reasonable explanation. It's a little bit anticlimax at the end. When it happens, I'm like, that's the end of it? So why? Don't know if it's due to the scriptwriter didn't really think through it, or if it's a little bit too much and they cut it out. Because there's a part of the ending episode that literally is happening with a black screen and characters typing on it. It could be they may have written a much more reasonable arc of this character, but somehow censorship or other things that just made it cut out of the story. Therefore, they can only resolve to this. I don't know. Don't think I'd be able to find that out unless one day I can meet the producer or the scriptwriter in person and I'll ask them what happened. But apart from that, everything else of this drama, I just love it. This romantic relationship on screen between a cat and a human and this CP really did scratch the soft spots of Avenue X. So it's a 2 goat mine drama for me. Thank you for watching Avenue X. Please go and check out Meow 请许愿 Make a Wish. And I'll see you in my next video. Meanwhile, live long and happy drama watching or cat petting for all the lucky people who has a cat.